Joining me now is Jeremy Gray. He's the CEO and founder of Pilar Gold. Jeremy, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Mark. It's a pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity.
Now, you've got the hub and spoke model, and you're looking to triple production by 2024. And in large part, you'll do that through your high grade Sertão project in Brazil, and then your lava mine in Finland. So, can you give us an overview, please?
Yeah, we sure have a lot going on, Mark, right now. We've bringing on stream what we think will be the highest grading gold mine in the industry called Sertão. It was the highest grading mine back in the early 2000s, and that will be trucked up to our super modern PGDM mill that we acquired from Equinox 2 years ago. Equinox, that mill also is serviced by three lower grade mines, but also we recently acquired the flagship lava mine in Finland, which we're really excited about, and that will come on stream hopefully this summer.
As far as Sertão, you've called this a wonder child, and you want to restart it this year. Why do you call it that? Is that primarily because it's so high grade?
It's super high grade. It's won 3 Ballon d'Ors in football terms back in 03, 4, and 5. It has this 0.5 to 1 meter of 50 to 500 gram mineralization that's super fine. There's almost no nugget effect, and it's a very large system that we think runs for miles. Until we actually put it through the mill, obviously, a lot of people won't believe it, and that's why we're very focused on restarting for July this year.
Jeremy, with the lava mine in Finland, you call it big, young, and very modern, and you look to restart it this year. Your initial target is 50,000 ounces of production. Can you tell us more about the asset and update us on your progress?
Look, yeah, Mark, it's an absolutely beautiful mill and operation. To build it today would be 400 million euros. We paid 23.5 million US dollars in Pilar stock in November last year. It's in absolute mint condition. It's fully covered, so it's an all year weather mill. It doesn't get affected by the snow. 6,000 tons a day, two young open pits, and it's just an operation. I think that we're blessed in that when we acquired it from the administrator, it came debt-free, it came creditor-free, and hopefully we'll get a better price going into the second half of this year when we commission.
You say very clearly that you are producers and not explorers, and that you're not averse to risk. It's time to take some risk. And you also say amusingly that you wouldn't mind if one morning you wake up and you get a call from the head of Barrick who says, hey, we've got a West African mine for you to take off our hands. So can you give us some insight into your acquisition strategy?
Yes, Mark. Well, look, we're blessed in that in some ways we're lucky that we are private right now, so we can do deals very quickly. We hope to announce actually another acquisition within the next 2 weeks in South America. It's not actually in Brazil, but it's a producer with a large mill. West Africa will be very happy to receive that call from Mr. Bristow if he hears the interview, and let us know what he's got for sale, because we believe the time is to take risk. We like to buy big, long life, high cost mines. I know that's slightly counterintuitive to what you hear from the majors, but there is a market now, and I think we're one of the few that's actually looking for these big mines. In fact, I think the market is very quiet because the gold market has been difficult, and we often find that we're the only person that turns up to these auctions when they do come up.
Jeremy, you mentioned that Pilar Gold is still private. You're planning to go public on the TSX Venture sometime in the middle of the year. What was the thinking behind your strategy of staying private until now and then going public later this year?
Look, it's been a really big advantage for us this last 12 to 18 months because it has allowed us to make acquisitions. I personally, Mark, would like to get to 300,000 ounces of production before we list. I'm hoping that will be middle of this year. And it just allows us to move very quickly. In some ways, we are like a private equity mining house, but we don't have the assets under management like private equity. We certainly don't have the posh office in Mayfair or in New York. And we also pride ourselves in doing deals quickly without 6 months of DD. So often we go to the site, we take our team who are very experienced in operations. We spend a week on the site, and then we say, yep, we want to do the deal when it's not subject to confirmatory DD, like it often is with deals. And we tend to try and close them very quickly, which hopefully is one of the reasons you'll see an announcement from us in the next 2 weeks on another acquisition. So we're very light-footed, and we don't get bogged down by sort of DD issues that I think can often be resolved later.
We look forward to this pending acquisition. Now, as far as your shareholder base, management and directors own about 21%. You've got Pandion in there and Equinox with, let's call it around 17%. So what should investors know about the makeup of the shareholder base?
Well, to be honest, we do have Pandion and Equinox, but we are predominantly supported by 409 mum and dad sophisticated investors. They've basically been the reason why we have achieved the success we have over these last 4 years. And without them, this wasn't possible. And, I'd love one day to actually pick up and get noticed by some of the institutions. But right now, we're under the radar. Obviously, we're private. And so we don't generally have institutional interest at the moment. But I think when we get to 300,000 ounces, we might get, more incoming calls.
Lastly, Jeremy, you believe your company has a value of about $250 million, but once public, you should be trading at what you say is $3 to $4 a share all day long. So what is the value proposition ultimately when, as you do move towards going public and as you continue to grow?
Well, just the sheer replacement cost to build these two mills and mines that we do have in Finland and Brazil would be 1 billion Canadian. But obviously, I know the market won't give you credit for that. And I think the $3 to $4 target would be achievable when we hit 110 to 120,000 ounces, which we're hoping to produce this year. But also Sertão, because Sertão, if it delivers what we believe it will, 15 to 20 gram feed, and it's a very large system, then I think we'll start to get real notice from because you see companies like K92, you see the great names like Fosterville, Macassa. They obviously are very attractive assets, and I'm not saying we're going to be as big as those just yet, but our Sertão mine really is a young Lionel Messi sitting on the bench waiting for its first game, and I'm really excited about Sertão this year.
I take it you like your football.
Yeah, I like my football, but I'm actually much bigger into cricket, and more recently into I went to a ski jumping exhibition in Finland when we were up there, so that was also very special. So we have international code of games, but also ice hockey. Being Canadian, the Finnish love their ice hockey as well.
Absolutely. Yes, some great players coming out of Finland over the years for sure. Well, thanks so much, Jeremy, giving us insight into a private company that I'm sure a lot of investors don't know much about. We'll talk to you again down the road.
Thank you so much, Mark. We really get the chance to tell our story, and we do really appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. Jeremy Gray, the CEO and founder of Pilar Gold.